Hey folks, this is BestInSlot with an updated list of confirmed species for Jurassic World Evolution 2. We did this same video a couple of months ago now, and the list has basically doubled since then. What you're looking at right now is the list as it was as we left off in the last video. So we have, let's go through them very quickly. Brachiosaurus, Amargasaurus, Stegosaurus, Triceratops, Homalocephaly, Stygimoloch, Dryosaurus, Nasutoceratops, Gallimimus, Dracorex, Pachycephalosaurus, Diplodocus, Chasmosaurus, Kentrosaurus, Ankylosaurus, Camarasaurus, Nigersaurus, Taurosaurus, Corythosaurus, Parasaurolophus. Deep breath. T-Rex, Coelophysis, Velociraptor, Baryonyx, Acrocanthosaurus, Allosaurus, Albertosaurus, Mosasaurus, Pteranodon. There you go. So those were all the dinosaurs we confirmed at the end of the last video. Now let's get started on every single new prehistoric species confirmed since then. And there's quite a lot, so again we're going to try to make it snappy. We're going to kick things off with 5 newly confirmed herbivores. That's Chunkingosaurus, Crichtonsaurus, Gigant Spinosaurus, my dearly beloved Maiasaura, and Apatosaurus. There's also a Camarasaurus in there, which had kind of been soft confirmed in the past, and now we've got an actual image. So 5 herbivores returning from the previous game. My money is on every single dinosaur coming back, but we'll have to wait and see. Another sauropod, Mamenchisaurus, is also making an appearance. Did pop up in a couple of gameplay sessions, but the first time we had proper confirmation was in this session with Jesse Cox and Ian Malcolm, Jeff Goldblum, talking absolute nonsense for the entire thing. It was glorious. Sinoceratops also made an appearance fairly recently in the Velociraptor species field guide, shown getting absolutely ravaged, basically. It wasn't a great appearance for the Sino, but at least we know it's made it back into the game. Struthiomimus also made it in. Our dearly beloved Struthiomimus also made it in during the first gameplay session that a few of us did and showed you a month or so ago. It was seen in the research options and a couple of people did manage to release it. Myself included, so I don't know why it's not here. And finally, we have 2 dinosaurs from the deluxe edition of the game. We have the ever adorable but slightly weird that it's a deluxe edition Huayangosaurus, and we have what is possibly my current favourite herbivore in the game, Pachyrhinosaurus, also in the deluxe edition, looking absolutely beautiful. Cannot wait to get my hands on this thing. Just going to cut out the slightly sexual joke I made there. Let's move on then to the carnivores. First up is the barely pronounceable Quanjusaurus. This Tyrannosaurid had a really cool species field guide. People got very excited seeing this one pop up. Always nice to get somewhat more obscure dinosaurs in there. Dilophosaurus was confirmed super recently, also in the Chaos Theory gameplay. You're seeing right now a bunch of my footage of this new, slightly bulkier seeming Dilo. We still need to see its proper colours, but it's looking like it might be an improvement on the last game. That same footage also confirmed Troodon via a research item. I don't think anyone managed to release it. And also the Indoraptor, credit to Swerve on YouTube for this image. And the Indoraptor was found in the dislikes of the Velociraptor, so it confirmed it via the Velociraptor's information. Compsognathus was actually confirmed quite a while ago in my first gameplay session. I nearly hit one with my car, but we did get extra confirmation during the recent Chaos Theory session, in which case you can see tons of compies bounding around the map. That same session also gave us our very first look at the new Suchomimus with its much more chill basal pattern. We don't know what the extra pattern is going to look like, but hopefully they've done justice to this dinosaur. It was a massive fan favourite in the first game. It kind of looked like a weird banana, but that was cool. People were into it. We're going to start going back in time a little bit now. Indominus Rex was confirmed fairly recently in a video advertising Chaos Theory mode, basically, where it seems like in our Jurassic World Chaos Theory, we're going to be going back to Isla Nublar and trying to contain this Indominus Rex. Before that, Spinosaurus was confirmed in a slightly weird way. I couldn't actually find the clip, but it was during an interview, during I think one of the look back thingamajiggies they do at the end of the month, and one of the Frontier staff members let slip that Spinosaurus was actually in the game. Hardly a surprise, but I know people get excited about Spino's return. That's why I put so much work into the drawing. And although it seems obvious now, it hadn't been confirmed by the time we did this last video. Carnotaurus, of course, has been returned. We got lots of Carnotaurus gameplay during the Washington campaign level that you're watching right now from that very first gameplay session. Around that same time, we also got the pre-order trailer for the game that revealed a ton of dinosaurs and gave us a pretty good look at the returning Majungasaurus, which has this new, I think looks quite cool actually, this kind of red teardrop kind of effect. It's very dramatic. And I guess you can kind of take this as your better Struthio Mimus gameplay, really. I don't know why I didn't use this either. It's 7 in the morning, folks. Give me a break. With the actual dinosaurs out of the way, though, we're going to move on to the aquatics, and there are 6 of these to go through. Super exciting. Last time we just had the Mosasaurus. Now we also have the Ichthyosaurus. Didn't get to play with it ourselves, but Jeff Goldblum did introduce it by talking about his experience with a barracuda. Again, it was very weird, but very Jeff Goldblum at the end of the day. But Ichthy's in, that's very cool. Another deluxe edition creature is the Attenborosaurus, my personal pick for the best looking of the aquatic creatures so far. Absolutely adore how this thing looks, although we haven't seen it in motion quite yet. You're going to have to get the deluxe edition if you want to get hold of this for yourselves. Worth noting though that you can usually buy the deluxe edition after the game has come out. It's like a little separate upgrade, so you don't need to panic right away and like rush to get that version. Plesiosaurus made an appearance during that first gameplay session, not in my gameplay session, I'm rubbish, but some people, as you can see, this was by the Gaming Beaver. Shock in case you somehow hadn't noticed based on the large face at the side. Not that Beaver has a large face, it just takes up a decent amount of the screen. Beaver, your face is a normal size. Let's move on from this clip. We also, of course, saw the unknown Mosasaur during the, I think it was during the Chaos Theory trailer thingamajiggy as well, or the more recent trailer we got. And it's a Mosasaur of some description, and it swims past very, very briefly. We don't see anything else. Tylosaurus is the current guess, but this is actually the only creature we've seen that we don't know what it currently is. It's definitely in the game, obviously, but we don't know what it is right now. And the final 2 aquatics that we just learnt about very recently are the Leopleurodon and Elasmosaurus. I'm going to let this interview just play out just for a second so you can hear for yourselves.
Things like the Elasmosaurus and the Leopleurodon, which have different shapes and unique shapes as well. So
that was an interview on the Geek Town channel, so go check out their channel as well as Beavers and Swerves, the 3 people I've used for this video. Big shout out to them. And yeah, Leopleurodon and Elasmosaurus both confirmed. Some people have suggested that the unknown Mosasaur could be a Leopleurodon, which is a plesiosaur really. But if it is, it means they've really finagled what the Leopleurodon looks like. You know what I mean? So it's likely a Tylosaurus or some other Mosasaur of some description. But either way, Leopleurodon and Elasmosaurus means we now have 7 aquatic creatures on the way, which is way more than I expected. Well, 2 more, but still, that's a lot. Finally then, we move on to the aviary, which again only had 1 creature last time we did this video, and that was the Pteranodon. Since then, we gained the Dimorphodon via a species field guide, the batty, leathery thingamajiggy with its big old head. Looks really good in Evolution 2, it must be said. We also got our final deluxe edition creature via the Geosternbergia, one of my favourites in terms of the colours and the patterning used there. I just love how the tone shifts. Some people find the wings a little bit weird, and I totally see why, but still, I really love the colour scheme on this thing. Via the pre-order trailer, we saw the somewhat naked looking Tropognathus. I don't know if it's just me, but it does look like it's kind of been skinned slightly, with that very recognisable jutting out end to the beak. And at roughly the same time, we also got our very first look at Pterodactylus, which a lot of people will know as the pterosaur that was actually featured in the very first Jurassic Park novel. It wasn't Pteranodon back then, it was Pterodactylus. So that was a really cool addition to the franchise in its more modern form as well. It's been a long time for Pterodactylus. It's about time it, got back into the fray a little bit. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is your entire list. 60 creatures so far. Now, there are a bunch that haven't been confirmed, of course, from the last game. There are normal dinosaurs, and there's also the Doctor Who hybrids, Spinoraptor, Ankylodocus, and Stegoceratops. None of those 3 have made an appearance quite yet. Other familiar dinosaurs that haven't made it in yet, for example, would be, say, Styracosaurus hasn't popped up quite yet. Deinonychus, of course, hasn't appeared. We're all hoping deeply that Deinonychus makes it across in its weird tadpole form. And there's a few dinosaurs like, say, Homalocephali and Stygimoloch and Nigersaurus and Albertosaurus, those few in particular, that we had I would say, soft confirmation about. It was not that solid, so it'd be good to get more ready confirmation that they've made it into the game. But either way, taking in everything we've seen even hints of so far, puts us up at 60. Only 15 below the total, but the fact that there are 2 more aquatics than there are aviaries makes me suspect maybe there's more aviary creatures on the way. It's worth noting as well, we only have 5 new terrestrial dinosaurs at this point in time, so maybe we're going to get 7 aquatics, 7 aviary, 7 dinosaurs. Who knows, we'll have to wait and see. Either way, that's your list right there, fancy looking little infographic cough. And that's it from me. This will be the last time we do this now. The game's out in a month. Less than a month. Craziness. So I don't need to keep updating this. But this was our last big glut of information, is how it feels. We'll probably learn a couple more things in the coming weeks. But, you know, it's not going to be doubling the species count as this video was. So hope you've enjoyed, hope you found this helpful. Hopefully it didn't move too fast. I did have to keep it relatively speedy, which is very difficult for me, I know. But that's it from me. Please do throw me a like if you enjoyed this video. Let me know what species you're most excited for out of the new lot or the old lot or any of the lots. And I'll see you lovely folks next time. Thank you for joining me. Cheers much as always. Bye bye.
Reaching out.